Good morning. I was glad when they said, "Let us go into the house of the Lord." Today is the Lord's Day, of course, Sunday. I'm planning to be in church very soon, shortly after this recording. I had a pretty good day yesterday. It was a full day, fuller than I like, because I do like to rest on Saturday. That's just something I purpose to do. But we got to go looking for dresses for my daughter, and maybe we found the one. We're not sure, but there's a good possibility. And then we also found all the bridesmaid maid of honor dress, and so check, right? One more thing done, and we got to celebrate my brother-in-law as well. Anyways, today we are going to be in Genesis chapter 30, and we continue in the life of Jacob, and his family is growing by lots of other ways than God's way, but this is what's happening. And so over time we'll see why God's way is the best way, but this is permitted in this time, and we will continue in reading in Genesis chapter 30. Before we do, we'll ask the Lord to open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law, found in Psalm 119 verse 18. And let's begin in Genesis chapter 30. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister, and said unto Jacob, Give me children, or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, Am I in God's stead, who hath withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? Like I did this? Verse 3. And she said, Behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. And Bilhah conceived, and bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, God hath judged me, and hath also heard my voice, and hath given me a son. Therefore called she his name Dan. And Bilhah, Rachel's maid, conceived again, and bare Jacob a second son. And Rachel said, With great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her Jacob to wife. And Zilpah's Leah's maid bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, A troop cometh, and she called his name Gad. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a second son. And Leah said, Happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed. And she called his name Asher. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest, and found mandrakes in the field, and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, Give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes. And she said unto her, Is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband, and wouldest thou take away my son's mandrakes also? And Rachel said, Therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him, and said, Thou must come in unto me, for surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. And God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived, and bare Jacob the fifth son. And Leah said, God hath given me my hire, because I have given my handmaid to my husband. And she called his name Issachar. And Leah conceived again, and bare Jacob the sixth son. And Leah said, God hath endued me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. And she called his name Zebulun. And afterward she bare a daughter, and called her name Dinah. And God remembered Rachel, and God hearkened to her, and opened her womb. And she conceived and bare a son, and said, God hath taken away my reproach. And she called his name Joseph, and said, The Lord shall add to me another son. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, Send me away, that I may go unto my own place, and to my country. Give me my wives and my children, for whom I have served thee, and let me go, for thou knowest my service which I have done thee. And Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I have found favor in thine eyes, tarry, for I have learned my experience that the Lord hath blessed me for thy sake. And he said, Appoint me thy wages, and I will give it. And he said unto him, Thou knowest how I have served thee, how thy cattle was with me. For it was little which thou hast before I came, and is now increased into a multitude. And the Lord hath blessed thee since my coming. And now when shall I provide for my own house also? And he said, What shall I give thee? And Jacob said, Thou shalt not give me anything. If thou wilt do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flock. I will pass through all thy flock today, removing from thence all the speckled and spotted cattle, and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire. So shall my righteousness answer for me in time to come, when it shall come for my hire before thy face, every one that is not speckled and spotted among the goats, and brown among the sheep, that shall be counted stolen with me. And Laban said, Behold, I would it might be according to thy word. And he removed the day that he goats that were ring-straked and spotted, and all the she-goats that were speckled and spotted, and every one that had some white in it, and all the brown among the sheep, and gave them in the land of his sons. And he set 3 days' journey betwixt himself and Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flocks. And Jacob took him rods of green poplar, and the hazel chestnut tree, and pillar white strakes in them, and made them white appear, which was in the rods. And he set the rods which he had pilled before the flocks in the gutters in the watering troughs, when the flocks came to drink, that they should conceive when they came to drink. And the flocks conceived before the rods, and brought forth cattle ring-straked, speckled, and spotted. And Jacob did separate the lambs, and set the faces of the flock toward the ring-straked, and all the brown in the flock of the Laban. And he put his own flocks by themselves, and put them not unto Laban's cattle. And it came to pass, whensoever the stronger cattle did conceive, that Jacob laid the rods before the eyes of the cattle in the gutters, that they may conceive among the rods. But when the cattle were feeble, he put them not in. So the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger Jacob's. And the man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle, and maidservants, and menservants, and camels, and asses. So we see Jacob's family, quite a few sons and a daughter, Dinah, have been built in this chapter here, came. And according to Laban, why did God bless him? Why did God bless Laban? It was for Jacob's sake. It was God who blessed Jacob and made him rich, not Jacob's schemes that he came up with along the way. How many sons did Leah bear Jacob? 6 sons. And Rachel's first son was named Joseph, which I am getting so excited because we are about to get into Joseph's life, one of my favorite passages in Scripture. So we are going to continue on in Proverbs chapter 26. As snow in summer, and as rain in harvest, so honor is not seemly for a fool. As the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse causeless shall not come. A whip for the horse, a bridle for the ass, and a rod for the fool's back. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou be like unto him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. He that sendeth a message by the hand of a fool cutteth off the feet, and drinketh damage. The legs of the lame are not equal, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. As he that bindeth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. As a thorn goeth up into the hand of a drunkard, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. The great God that formed all things both rewarded the fool and rewarded transgressors. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. The slothful man said, There is a lion in the way, a lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doth the slothful upon his bed. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom, and it grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render a reason. He that passeth by and meddleth with strife belongeth not to him, is like one that taketh a dog by the ears. Don't do that. As a madman who casteth firebrands, arrows, and death, So is the man that deceiveth his neighbor, and saith, Am not I in sport? Where no wood is, there the fire goeth out. So there is no talebearer, the strife ceaseth. As coals are to burning coals, and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, as they go down in the innermost parts of the belly. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. In Proverbs chapter 26, we see that there is the fool being discussed, the slothful, the sluggard, the talebearer, those that deceive, the liar. And so let's probably take note on all of those different kind of people and make sure that we don't have any of that in our life, right? I do want to remind you, because sometimes you might not notice, if you don't see the video, it's because I went live, and the live videos are always under live. I don't know how YouTube works, all the details. Of course, I'm always figuring it out. But with that, if you don't see a video, there's a video every day. So if you're not seeing it, it's because it's in live. So you need to go and look in the live videos. And for whatever reason, it doesn't put it under all the rest of them. So the past couple days, live videos are under live. And this one will be uploaded. And I have been having trouble even with the live, even though you're going live, obviously you get to see it while it's live, but when you upload it, it'll take like all day. So I was reading about that, and it says supposedly if there's a lot of people using YouTube, that could be why it takes so long. But I'm learning as we go, and hopefully you will find all the videos so you don't miss anything as far as with our Bible reading goes. But just continue in the Word, and we're going to continue in Psalm 26 before we finish today. Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trust also in the Lord, therefore I shall not slide. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me, try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go with dissemblers. I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. I will wash mine hands in innocency, so will I compass thine altar, O Lord, that I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving, and tell of all thy wondrous works. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house, and the place where thine honor dwelleth. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me, and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place. In the congregations will I bless the Lord. And will we bless the Lord today in the Lord's house? And I pray that you have a blessed Lord's day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Continue to grow. Make sure you're praying, talking to the Lord, and talking to him about how thankful you are, praising him for who he is and all the good things that he's blessed us with. And then also repenting of anything that has happened throughout your day, keeping short accounts with him, right? We don't want to just be carrying away the weight of our sins that come up in our life, right attitude toward things in life that God convicts us of. And then also, we want to make sure that we're yielding anything to him in our life that maybe we should not be carrying, giving our burdens to him and letting him carry them and take them, the weight of that, because he is the one who we can trust and lament to, trusting in him, crying out to him, and the things that we have going on in our life. And make sure you pass something on today. Make a comment about what you've learned today or this week, And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue to grow.